the Nifty is down close to around 20 points. But it's that time of the day when we get in Nimesh to tell us what's going on D Street Chatter. Nimesh, take it away.
Hi, Nigel. Another day of mid-cap outperformance. So the trend of for the last 3 days continues, and there is a lot of traction in the broader market stocks. That's the overall feedback. But interestingly, from a flow perspective, the sense I'm getting is there is selling pressure from the larger FIs, and largely there is a VWAP selling across the board at a leading FI. So maybe you'll see a negative number from the FIs in today's trade. The Contra buying seems to be only in one sector, and that is the financials. In fact, within the financials, for a change, there is a bit of buying interest back in the private sector bank stocks. Well, the PSU banks have done well today, but in terms of FI flows, it's largely tilted towards the private banks. That's the sense that I'm picking up. Again, the overall PSU continues to do well, but within that, the PSU banks have done well today. But from a flow perspective, it's largely towards private banks. And I guess while the markets consolidate, the momentum in the broader markets is expected to continue.
Okay, so yeah, absolutely, the broader market exuberance is back on. Nimesh, so what about stocks? What's the buzz you're picking up?
Well, so in terms of individual names, the first stock is Edelweiss Financial. This is an interesting name. There was a large block today, nearly 3% equity got changed hands, and after that, a big surge in that stock as well. I understand it was a clean-out trade from an FI fund, and from a buyer perspective, the sense I'm picking up that maybe a leading sovereign fund was one of the buyers in the Edelweiss block. So the disclosures could be quite interesting there. Name is Centrum Capital. Again, a small stock, but that's been buzzing off late. Even today, the stock is up 10%, large volumes as well. And the city is anticipating a large corporate development very soon in Centrum Capital. So that's the reason why that's buzzing. The third name is Aurobindo Pharma. The entire pharma space has done well today, but Aurobindo stands out. Good volumes for the second day running. There is railway-based buying as well. Even in Aurobindo Pharma, the buzz is that you potentially could see a corporate development very soon. Remember, the company is sitting on cash, and the utilization of cash would be something the state is anticipating. So that's something to track there. And the last one is Laurus Labs. Again, a big move in that stock, one of the top F&O gainer as well. And in Laurus Labs, the buzz is that maybe the company is likely to back a very large order from an MNC company very soon. So that's the reason why Laurus is buzzing in trade today.
Laurus, of course, is a huge underperformer, right? And last 2 days, it's been buzzing. Today, of course, is the bigger move. Nimesh, the first one, right? You said Edelweiss, large leading FII fund seller. And, I was looking at the shareholding pattern. One or two names struck. One was the Pabrai fund.
Yeah.
And there was some news flow as well over the last couple of months that they were reorganizing their India exposure, restructuring their India exposure, right?
True.
Is the name in the ballpark?
Name in the ballpark, largely, even that's what even I've picked up. And the reason, the explanation that I've got is maybe the fund which was investing into India, that fund has come to that, closure cycle. So they have to sell all their India. The fund has to close down. So that explains the reason why, if you look at the shareholding pattern, they've sold. Looks like they've sold today in Edelweiss. They sold. Here, I think their holding is now become zero, and I guess they sold out of Rain Industries as well. So looks like that explains the reason why they've been selling into the India holdings of late. But the explanation for the duration closure, they're selling out of the India exposure.
But a strong player coming in as well, a global pension fund, as you said.
Yeah.
Nimesh, 5% higher on Edelweiss is what we have. Nimesh, thanks very much.
The last time I spoke to Monish as well, when he joined on the channel, he was saying that other markets he believes are more attractive as